And welcome to the Aaron Katzman Show. I'm your host, Aaron Katzman. We speak to your life, your money, and your investments. And as always, we're coming to you from the spiritual and soon-to-be financial capital of the world, Jerusalem, Israel. If you like this content, please hit the like button below. And if you've not yet done so, please subscribe to both the YouTube channel and to the podcast. And if you find this interesting, why don't you share it? Send it to a friend so that helps with the algorithms. It helps us get the word out. So a lot is, we go on a TikTok, and somehow it got into my feed. Don't ask, okay? I'm not like a TikTok kind of guy, trust me. There's all this thing about routines, your morning routine and your evening routine and going to bed routine. So I'd like to speak about what happens when you get paid. Okay, we'll call it the paycheck routine. What do you do when you get paid? Now, the first thing, I'm going into a certain assumption. And that assumption is that you're living within your means and you're living within a budget, okay? So, you get paid for the month. Let's just say you get paid for the month. What's the first thing that you're going to do when you get paid? First line item in your budget, okay? You're going to pay yourself first, okay? You're going to take 10 to 15% of that money and pay yourself first. I should say, right, first you're going to pay for, obviously, your budgeting, food. You got to eat, right? More important than saving is food, right? So you're going to take care of your food. You're going to do your utilities, right? Basic living, everything that, that is needed for you to keep a roof over your head, okay? Then, excuse me, right, I got the order wrong. But then you are going to pay yourself first. You're going to save, okay? You want to save every month, annually, between 10 and 15% of your income. Now, you might get that taken care of by your employer. If you are an employee, you might have, in America, you might have your 401k, you might have matching. In Israel, you get all kinds of employer-sponsored saving and pension plans. So you want, if you've got your 10%, 15% taken care of, kudos to you. But if not, so you want to supplement that. You want to put that money into savings, okay? Then you want to start attacking, you want to make sure that you've got your emergency fund, fully funded emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of your average monthly expenses. Right, so you want to make sure that if something happens, you're taken care of, right? That's very, very important. Then you want to take on, sort of other spending issues which might come up from month to month, smaller expenses. You might want to, if you've got money budgeted to eat out, entertainment, buying some clothes, doing stuff with the kids, whatever it is, right? So far, right, we've taken care of the regular expenses, life, right? Eating, food, utilities. Then we're paying ourselves first, right? We're putting money away. We want to make sure we have 10 to 15% every month saved. Then we're putting money to make sure that we have a fully funded emergency fund, which is 3 to 6 months of our average monthly expenses. Next, sort of smaller savings, expenses, excuse me, which could be eating out, entertainment, shopping for clothes, doing stuff with your kids, or what have you. The next step, say the last step, is what I would think, what I just, in my years, decades of experience of working with people and helping people get out of debt also, is, we'll call it miscellaneous, one-off expenses, which we're not necessarily planning for, but they happen, okay? And that's the big thing which trips people up all the time in their budget, right? If you're budgeting on a monthly basis, sort of where you're zeroing yourself out at the end of every month, you're going to be up the creek. I'm just telling you that now. Okay, let's say you make $5,000, you make 20,000 shekels a month, and you budget every last penny, which is great. You know what's going to happen? You're going to end up calling me and you say, Katzman, I did what you said, but for some reason, every single month, I'm still in minus. I'm still in overdraft. I can't make ends meet. Why is that? I'll tell you why. It's called the budget buster. When we teach budgeting, right, I like to work on sort of a dual budget system. What do I mean? Parallel. We have our normal monthly expenses that always happen: rent, food, mortgage, municipal taxes, utilities, things which always happen, right? But the things that happen occasionally or once throughout the year, which we don't think of, we don't think of in May of some expense which is going to come out all the way in January, back in January, right? Maybe I'm going to have to pay insurance. Well, I paid it, now I'm not thinking about it anymore, and I've got another 7 months until it's going to come up. Or in our religion, you've got to pay for certain holidays. We're not thinking about that in May, some holiday which is going to happen in October, right? You're not thinking, about your kids' summer camp expenses in November because, oh my God, I've got 9 months until I've got to deal with that. And that's what happens when they come up. It's like a surprise. It's like, try that again. I got to pay for summer camp and I don't have any money saved. Why? Because you haven't been thinking about it. So, and that busts your budget, right? So what you need to do is not just budget monthly expenses, but you have to have a parallel budget, which we'll call annual expenses. Those one-offs, insurance, summer camps, holiday expenses, maybe a summer vacation. All those things get put into their own separate budget. And then what do? You divide that by 12. So let's say that comes out to be $24,000 of those annual expenses. I don't know, whatever it is, right? You multiply that by 12, that comes out to $2,000. You take that money and you bring it back into your original budget so that you're always thinking ahead. You're always budgeting for sort of the one-offs, not the unknowns. You know they're going to happen, but it puts it into your mindset. And then you don't get tripped up when summer comes and no excuses. Well, I can't pay for summer camps. I wasn't thinking about it in November. Aha! But you were thinking about it in November. That's the beauty of this, right? You don't budget to zero on a monthly basis because you've got to add back into your monthly budget, the fraction that 1/12 of the annual expenses, which are going to come up. So when they come up, they're no longer surprises. Isn't that genius? You do that. That is the true paycheck routine. That's what happens. That is the routine you do when you get paid so you don't get stuck. When you get paid in the summer, when you get paid in the holiday season, no problem. I don't have to scramble. I don't have to panic because I've thought about it months and months and months before. Okay, isn't that genius? That's how you really, really budget. And that's what you miss. You're watching all these different videos and you do it and you live and it's like, why do I get stuck every month? Because you're not thinking about those things which happen once a year, which happen to hit you in June. But now, once you do that and you incorporate the annual budget back into your monthly budget, cha-ching, all of a sudden, all works out, okay? That is the true paycheck routine. You've been tuning in to the Aaron Katzman Show. We like to speak to you about your life, your money, and your investments. If you like this, please hit the like button below. If you've not yet done so, please subscribe to both the YouTube channel and to the podcast. If you think somebody's going to get something out of this video, please share it with them. Please, we want lots and lots of shares, okay? That's the key. Lots of shares, lots of subscribes, okay? Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll speak to you soon.